Imagine stepping into a room full of people who all seem to belong, except you. Their laughter comes so easily, their conversation flows without a single pause, and their voices are steady, confident. Every word you want to say feels stuck and just tangled in overthinking. What if I sound weird? What if I just don't fit? Meanwhile, they don't have to overthink a single phrase. They just fit. They belong. And this thinking feeling hits you. Your legs start to shake, almost like they're betraying your attempt to stay calm. Your minds feel like a storm, overwhelmed by endless self-torture. Why can I be like them? And I experience it too, just like many of you may have felt when starting a new place. But for me, it came with a completely 180-degree change. And I moved to a new place, in another part of the country. I left everything familiar behind. And packing my room was one of the hardest things, as I stood in front of my bookshelf holding all the little presents and pictures when I was laughing with my friends. The hardest decision was the paintings that my little sister made for me as she grew up, tiny masterpieces that I collected when she was from 2 to 5 years old. And saying goodbye wasn't easier at all, because all of my friends had already left town, and I spent the last day with one who stayed. Together we strolled through our favorite park, holding nice coffees and laughing when we spilled them on our t-shirt. And for a moment I thought that nothing gonna change, but as we hugged for the last time, the reality hit me. I understood that it was not only the place I was living, but the people and the life I knew. When I moved to a new place, it was nothing like home. People there was just too different in my mind. I was just too scared to start a conversation with them. And my stomach twisted whenever I thought about approaching someone. I was just too scared to be indifferent. And school was my spark for change. Stepping into the classroom felt like stepping into another world, because everyone seemed to already know each other. And for a moment, I thought about turning around and just going back home. But I didn't. I found myself a seat in the back, and I kept my head down. And firstly, I was just watching life happen around me. But then, over the time, the same voices made things feel a little less lonely. And you may ask me, how did I manage to get through it? But trust me, it wasn't easy at all, because firstly, I was fully consumed by that monster, the one made of our worries, prejudgments, and isolation. My heart would race whenever I thought about starting a conversation, and that got me to the point of how crucial are connections for our well-being. And this thing even has a scientific background, because being vulnerable connects us with others on a better level. And trust me, I experienced it myself. Once at the school fair, I overheard a conversation on topics that I was interested in, and I decided to join it. And by doing this, I not only got that amazing conversation, but one of the best friendships in my life. All it takes is just one brave step. Since that time, a lot of things have changed, and I discovered a lot about myself. I embrace new connections and new opportunities, and the same can happen to you. Let's make a deal. The next time you feel that loneliness creeping in, try to reach out to someone you already know. It can be your friends that you lost touch with, or a neighbor. Just send them a message, ask them how they're doing. And the second deal is promise that you will do it tomorrow. So let's face it, being vulnerable isn't easy, but it's worth it. It's worth all the connections that we create, all the communities that we build, and all that strength that we find within ourselves. Because in the end, growth is about stepping out of our comfort zones. Thank you.